Is that working? No, it's not. It's... Oh, no, wait. That is me. Oh, god damn. And now we're on and stuff. Speaking of which, now it turns out that everyone could see or could hear what we were talking about just then. Listening to episode 10, and it started just as professionally as episode 12 has started. Because we were just doing the random chit-chat and stuff like that.
Brian's on.
Thanks, Brian. Hi, Brian. Hi, Chris. Hi, Brian. Hi, all. Brian, I want you to get ready with some ice hockey facts, because there's ice hockey coming up, as I saw you post recently, so I want to know, I don't know what about hockey, but I want to know hockey stuff, because I quite like hockey. Yeah. Anyway, so it looks like the delay is quite considerable.
Yep.
Yeah. So, episode 12... 4 people already watching.
Awesome. Well,
Even though
I'm one of them.
Technically, that's us watching on the big screen and us watching here. This is disturbing. I've got the window open so I can chat and talk to people. I've also got the video open so that I can see what we're seeing, like live. And we've then got it over there. So there's 3 of us / me going on. So people can see what I'm referring to. That's what... Oh, look at that. It dropped down in the corner.
Infinite windows.
Infinite windows. That's what... And then there's us as well. There we go. That's as much D&G on one screen as you can possibly get. And we can still see that the delay is quite considerable. So, yeah. How are you, Dale?
Good. Good. Back for another week in HD.
Back for another week in HD.
In HD.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And have we remembered to put the right microphone on this week?
I do believe we have.
Good.
Brian, tech checking Mr. Person. That's your official title. Let us know, Brian, if we've got everything. It says Blue Snowball. It says that. I've got rid of the other thing that makes the looping effect happen. I can't see how we could possibly
Make this any better.
Be doing the wrong thing. Is that? No, that's fine. Okay, that's fine.
Very professional. 12 weeks in.
Yep. And I'm still wondering and getting scared about thing.
Yeah.
And Chris just posted with Vlogception which is even more appropriate. Even though this is more of a video podcast. So,
yes.
Yes.
The pod.
VOD?
VOD? The
Would
pod?
it be a VOD? Would it be a VOD? I don't know.
Pod.
Jamie, you're a podcast listener. Is there VODs? Do people refer to them as VODs? No? They know? It's obviously already warm enough for Dale to take the top off.
Yep.
It is quite warm in here. I like it.
Well, that's good. We got the heater on.
Yep.
Come back into shot.
We got a new heater.
Oh, really?
It's a piece of shit.
Oh.
It doesn't heat anywhere near as well as the old one did when it was working, and our current 3 bar, whatever you want to call one of them is. So that's a shame. Yeah. This episode, I was going to lead in with something funny about DHS courier services, but HDS. Sorry, I got that wrong.
Yeah.
But this episode, the reason why there is an Ace Ventura picture on the main poster is because
the GIF. Don't forget the GIF.
And the GIF, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
So now Sin City, not bad. Okay. We discovered last week that we both have a very mutual love for Jim Carrey's somewhat breakout role in the movies of Ace Ventura. So yeah. Do we want to? Do you want to do any talking tonight?
I'm still. This is the second week, and I'm still fascinated how attractive we look in HD. Yeah. Yeah. It just makes everything better. Look. There has been. Oh, that's my favourite one. That one. There has been some real shockers that Jim Carrey's done. Well. The movie 23 is probably the only real shocker I can think of. I
I wanted to like that film. That's one of those ones where I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
Because I thought, awesome, Jim Carrey's going to do like not a serious one, but a thriller or something. I thought that was going to be really good. But but unfortunately, that one wasn't great, was it?
No. It's alive.
It gets flooded. We'll let it sit.
Yeah.
Or we can try it again now. I remember watching that film one time with a friend, and my friend turned to me and said, "It's you." And I went, "Oh yeah, I probably have taken on a little bit too much
Ace Ventura
isms." And I still have the ability to quote that film to the point of people telling me to shut up.
Yeah.
I will just go through line after line after line.
I'll be honest, it'd be pretty hard for me to tell you to shut up if we were quoting Ace Ventura.
I'm so tempted to do the next hour.
Just quoting Ace Ventura?
Ace Ventura.
We'll probably...
First line of the film? The first film?
Shit.
It has to be HDS coming through, doesn't it?
Got a package, people.
We've got a package.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the... So you moved it. I don't know why you move stuff.
Because...
Thanks. My lovely lighting girl from last week has brought me a coffee, so now she's the coffee girl.
Speaking of lighting, we this is the second week we haven't had lighting and we don't need it anymore.
I was about to say I don't think we really need it, and I was then going to say I apologise because I'm not 100% sure where they are. Oh. It's in one of my pockets somewhere, and I'm not sure which pocket.
Fair enough. Yeah, so as I was saying, he's done... The movie 23 was a stinker, but I can't think of another bad movie he's done. And I'm not saying Ace Ventura and Ace Ventura When Nature Calls are his best movies. But they're pretty bloody good.
Ace Ventura is his best film.
You reckon?
Oh, absolutely. You can't go wrong. I'm not a fan of the sequel, When Nature Calls. I felt the sequel was... Wait, let me take the jacket off.
Getting serious.
It's getting too hot in here. The... Ace Ventura was a underground hit. No one went to see it at the cinema. Everyone just kept saying, "You've got to check this film out. Go rent this film and stuff." I, of course, first saw it on VHS, like I think everyone did, and loved it. I heard about it, I think, through my my stepsister made reference to it, and I went and saw it. And the best thing about it is that I still am watching, like, remembering sections and going, "Oh, I didn't even get that the first time." Things like that. And the second one was simply a let's cash in on that. So they effectively wrote the same jokes. And that's what annoys me. And that's the same with Austin Powers. The second one was a complete rip-off of the first one because no one went and saw the first one, but it became a big hit underground. And then,
This is my fear of Dumb and Dumber 2. We were talking about it last week, where I think that it's the exact same jokes. My take on Ace Ventura 2 is, like, Ace Ventura 1 is absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
Ace Ventura 2 is the Disney version of Ace Ventura 1 because there are still some sexual jokes, but it's very, like, dumbed down kind of sexual jokes.
A lot of people with the what's the song that song, I always wonder whether people quite understand that song reference in the second one, because that's a reference to the fact that song was playing when he and Courtney Cox had sex in the first one.
Yes.
So I don't fully understand if they understand that reference. Yeah. 3 times. I'm sorry, I must be tired.
That's never happened to me before.
And we're good again. Let's move that over so it's not right in your face. Yeah, well, you can do that if you want. The other one that always pops into my head at random times is you must really like animals. if it gets cold enough. But yeah. Do not go in there. Woo! If I'd been drinking from the toilet, I might have drowned.
Oh.
You smell terrific. Yeah. So I love that film.
Yeah.
Brian is saying The Cable Guy is a great dark comedy. I need to watch that again. I don't think I fully got it the first time, and I would like to watch that again before I completely... that's a highlight reel moment.
That is just us.
Both of us going like that.
Woo!
Speaking of which, we have to film a trailer for YouTube after the show today. Yeah, The Cable Guy. I need to watch that again before I can completely understand it.
Yeah.
Think I do have the feeling that there's a brilliant version of White Rabbit sung by Jim Carrey in that.
It's not White Rabbit.
Don't you want somebody to love?
That's not White Rabbit,
isn't it?
That's
somebody to love.
Yeah, whatever it's
Still
called.
Jefferson's Airplane, isn't it? Because it's Grace Slick's voice.
There is it's a very good version. My most favorite.
Sorry, what? What are you laughing at?
Favorite part of The Cable Guy is when he's giving Matthew Broderick's character a serve, and he says, he's like, saying, I've heard that if you give the Cable Guy $50, he'll give you the free channels. And Jim Carrey's character, which you never really know his name because he just keeps making up different names. He says something. He's like saying, how illegal it is, and the penalties and stuff. And he says you could spend 6 months in a correctional facility. I just love it.
You like that, do you?
Oh, it's just funny.
Okay, sure.
My favorite, 100% favorite moment in a Jim Carrey movie is in Me, Myself, and Irene, and it's actually not in the movie.
Ah.
It's one of the deleted scenes where it's. Have you seen Me, Myself, and Irene? Yeah. You know the scene where you find out the afterwards where he's had sex with Renee Zellweger's character.
Oh,
he has sex with her and he uses the giant dildo on himself.
Ah.
Anyway, there's a deleted scene where it shows the action from her point of view, and it's just him on top of her, and he's just going. It's my very favorite thing. If we can find it on YouTube or something, we'll have to post it because it is fucking hilarious.
I was trying to get that happening, but that gives not happening at all. Yeah. Apparently for Me, Myself, and Irene, he stopped taking his medication.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's got bipolar or something, and he for that one he decided to
stop taking it.
Stop taking the medication, in order to really sort of get into character for it.
Shit.
It has been quite a while since I've seen that film. He makes it. Which one do you want?
No, you don't have to. It's you can pop it up.
You pointed to it.
Well, it is funny because especially if is this actually going to be?
It's meant to be a GIF, as it were.
I think you'll have
but
to
we'll see.
The image.
We'll see. You reckon? Okay. We'll see how we go. I lost what I was saying. I need to rewatch that again. It's been a while. I think I've only watched Me, Myself, and Irene once or twice, so it would be good to rewatch. I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan.
Wait for it. Let it load.
Let it load before we show everyone. I very much enjoy Jim Carrey's silly work, especially the one that I like from his stand-up, which was don't drink anything for 2 weeks. Get in your car, get 1 can of beer, pour it all over yourself, and then drive with your head out the window going... And then when the officer pulls you over and says, "Have you been drinking, sir?" say, "No, I haven't." And then he obviously does it a lot better than I can. But he goes, "Put my finger on my nose." "Why, certainly!" And he's quite funny. It's not loading quick enough. I don't think we can stretch.
It doesn't matter
for long enough. It's just a picture of a dildo.
But it's wiggling.
It's wiggling. Yeah. I can imagine you'd buy one just to sit up next to your bed, and every now and again when you're not feeling great, just go.
So you can imagine I would do that, or that I do that.
You would do that.
Well, I do that.
You do that.
I do.
You do.
I have one.
Oh, excellent. No, Ben Stiller was... because Ben Stiller did the Ben Stiller show where he acted.
Ben Stiller was in Cable Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Brian's saying that he directed it.
He did.
And which he did, but Brian's also saying before he was an actor. and I question whether
No,
he was
you're
an
right.
actor.
He did do the Ben Stiller show.
He had the Ben Stiller show where he acted. He's always been a bit of everything, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Especially a Tool.
A Tool, you don't like him?
Oh, I like Owen Wilson a lot less.
Okay.
It's really strange. All the other Wilson brothers are awesome.
Yep.
Luke Wilson and
Owen's
the other Wilson. The other Wilson that's in
Brian
Rupert.
Wilson?
Not Brian Wilson. The Grinch I've never seen, and I think it would probably be shit. Eternal Sunshine is fantastic.
Eternal Sunshine, I came out of that film not 100% sure what I'd just seen, but thinking that I'd just seen my favourite film of all time, and I still stand by it. That is my... If someone wants to know my favourite film, it's Eternal Sunshine. That is...
Yeah.
I was already a Jim Carrey fan, already a Kate Winslet fan, and I think I was a bit keen on Michelle Gondry, and now after that film, I just... Yeah.
What about a Charlie Kaufman fan?
Oh, of course. How can you not be a Charlie Kaufman fan?
Good, because that's like the...
Well, it's such a Kaufman film, for sure. But just the way that... if you look at other Kaufman films and the way the directors have made those, and then you look at the way Gondry made Eternal Sunshine, the style of Gondry always... Because Gondry has a theme of dreams and stuff in his head, because apparently he replicates a lot of his dreams in the things that he makes. For instance, the Foo Fighters film clip that he did with the massive hand and the big telephone and the Teddy Boys, Everlong. Apparently the big hand thing was from a dream of his, and he pulled that out for the dream. So for him to then direct Eternal Sunshine, it's just perfect. Me and a mate went to see... we had a sort of a thing where we went on Tuesdays to go see films on a semi-regular basis at that point, and we went and saw Eternal Sunshine, and it was us and a bunch of old people, because all these sort of slightly arty films got put into Cinema Europa at the shopping centre that we went to see films at, and so all the old dears at mid-afternoon would go see this nice film in thing. We got to the end of it, and we sat in silence for the credits because we were still just processing what we'd just seen. And we started dissecting it and talking about it, and we overheard from behind us, I think those two boys down there understood it. Ask them. So apparently, my mate noticed that they'd called some of their friends back into the cinema to listen to us, and they said, "Excuse me, did you know what that was about?" And so I'm standing there or sitting there trying to talk about this film that I'm still trying to process myself and explain what had happened to these women. And I still believe that with further watchings, you understand that film even more and more. Even though you get the general concept, you further get deeper into it the more and more you watch it. And yeah, I could go on forever about how much I love that film. I now feel like watching it. Even though I can't watch it in the background. It's one of those serious films that you have to pay attention to. Yes Man was pretty average.
Yeah.
Yes Man was definitely average. Cable Guy Shaw. Kick-Ass 2. Apparently he badmouthed that afterwards.
Because of the violence.
I still haven't seen Kick-Ass 2. I should see it. What about Kick-Ass the comic? I want to read that.
I'll lend it to you. I got it at home.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think I've downloaded it at some point. And of course, The Mask. If Ace Ventura is not his breakout film, The Mask is.
Yeah. I would much rather watch Ace Ventura a million times than watch The Mask once, I think.
I think Ace Ventura just gets funnier.
Yeah.
Can we talk Man on the Moon a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know Charlie Kaufman?
I know Charlie Kaufman very well. Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman? I can't believe I got that wrong. I feel really stupid now.
Do I know him personally?
No. Do you know of him?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
I went, after I watched that, I went on an absolute Andy Kaufman tear.
I remember you telling me you had a bit of a Andy Kaufman.
I read a bunch of books. One book which was written in the style of Andy Kaufman, which meant it was an incredibly hard read, and I'm not a reader.
No.
So that was incredibly hard. I've got it somewhere. Andy Kaufman is, to me, the epitome of an ideas person. Mm-hmm. His stuff wasn't always funny or that good, but it was the idea of it was just brilliant.
Yeah, see, I know we had this conversation a few weeks ago on one of our podcasts. Have you seen that? I Love You, Philip Morris.
No, I haven't. I want to though.
It's pretty good. We had this and Lemony Snicket.
Fun with Dick and Jane was pretty shit.
Yeah.
And so was Mr. Popper's Penguins, apparently. And then Earth Girls Are Easy was his first one before Ace Ventura.
He played a metalhead in Clint Eastwood movie.
Did he?
The Deadpool.
Yep. In '88.
What was I saying? Andy
Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman.
Rubberface in '83. What's that? Oh yeah, then Once Bitten.
Once Bitten, he was a vampire.
No, he got beaten by a vampire.
By Lauren Hutton.
Copper Mountain.
Don't know.
Jesus, he's actually got a bunch of films from when I was born.
Peggy Sue got married. He played a punk rocker in that. Yes, Andy Kaufman. I know we talked about it a few podcasts ago, like comedians that we would say are our favourite comedians. And look, I wouldn't say Andy Kaufman is my favourite comedian in any way, shape or form. However, there's a term that describes certain comedians that are just that bit better. Like when you're saying someone is a comedy genius, I would say that Andy Kaufman was a comedy genius.
I would agree with you, but 100%. Mostly because I don't think he's even understood now. I don't think people get what he did and what the point of it was. It's hard to explain that one just there. I don't know whether my cursor's going to no, it's not going to show up, but that one at the somewhat to the bottom there, the black and white, is apparently a picture of Andy Kaufman now. Somebody thought that they found him because he was they reckon he faked his own death. When he went for his funeral, some of his friends actually went up to the coffin and bent over to say their last goodbyes. And I heard a story that one of these guys' tie fell forward, and the guy instinctively grabbed it and tried to hold it back because he expected Andy to lean up, grab his tie, pull him down, and say, "Don't you ruin this for me," because it was meant to be a joke. As it's portrayed in the film, his girlfriend and his manager and his best friend, none of them believed him when he said, "I've got cancer." Yeah. They all said, "No, Andy, that's not funny. We're not going along with this. That's bullshit." It's just he was absolutely insane, and in that point, a genius. It's that fine line between insanity and genius, and he was right on the cusp because he fell over and onto it. Another great story from Danny DeVito, because he was on the Taxi TV show with him, was that when they were first doing the table read and stuff, Danny went up to him to say hi and to introduce himself and be a professional and everything. And Andy was listening to a little Walkman with the headphones in, and he said, "Oh, what are you listening to?" So Andy took it off and gave it to him, and Danny put them on, and it was literally it was Andy talking in gibberish, as his Latka foreign man character. Which, if you don't know, it was literally and Danny was, when he was doing this interview, said, "Is that method? Is it insanity? Or is it a guy hoping that someone will come over and say, 'What are you listening to?' So that he could then hand it over and they would just have this stupid look on their face." Yep. He also apparently with Bob Zamuda went to Graceland. Went to Elvis's home, first home, not Graceland, but his first like shitty home, and everything was roped off and stuff, and he decided to wear one of Elvis's jumpsuits style to it. And then Bob Zamuda convinced him to lay down in Elvis's like childhood bed in the suit and everything. Yeah. I cannot talk Andy Kaufman enough. If you want to get into I recommend it anyway. Yep.
Yeah, look, I just think he was so far ahead of his time. There's only one other comedian that I can say, in my opinion, is a comedy genius, and I know he rubs a lot of people the wrong way, but Sam Simmons. He's an Australian comedian. I think he is brilliant. I think he is so far ahead of his time that he's a genius.
I was about to say, don't say Sam Simmons.
There's something magical about that human being.
I have heard so many good things about him, and I'm still yet to get it.
Yep.
I in so many instances, I feel that he's a try-hard Andy Kaufman.
Oh, completely. But
Because I remember on radio one time, he had these bunch of, like, everyone giving him shit, telling him his shit, and then him going, oh, this is terrible, and just, like, putting a song on, and then somebody else came on and said, oh my god, I don't know what's going on here, I've just been told to take over for Sam.
Oh, shit.
No, but it was a joke.
Oh.
And I just haven't got it. Jamie would like to add something. I assume I know what you're about to add. No?
Is it something?
I just wanted to listen.
Is it something about how awesome Sam Simmons is?
Well, you made the reference the other day, didn't you? Listen to Jamie's a big fan of Tofop, the Will Anderson podcast, and he was on. Sam Simmons was on that.
Sam Simmons is on
Fofop, sorry, which is the fake Tofop. And
he has a character?
Well, the Sam Simmons that we all know and love is the character.
Stage guy
Yeah.
is completely different to
the real
Sam Simmons.
And it was a good podcast to get to sort of know him. You sort of said.
I wasn't going to listen to it because I'm not a fan of Sam Simmons, but after listening to that, I kind of want to see a bit more of his comedy.
Yeah.
I saw something.
She's coming to the right side.
I saw something of his at the comedy festival last year. And it was, so I think I need to take another look at it.
That's what mentioning that podcast made me think. When Jamie mentioned that to me, I thought to myself, maybe I should have a listen to this podcast and see what I think of him. What is that Sarah Silverman?
That is Sarah Silverman.
Why is Sarah Silverman in a search for Sam Simmons?
I don't know.
SS, I guess. I don't know.
Ducks.
Yeah, so I'm definitely willing. I've heard a lot of people whose opinion I would respect in these matters say good things, so I do want to give him another shot. But so far, I just don't get it. Why is a picture of Lars Ulrich and penguins?
Mark and drag Sam Simmons on something.
I could do this via the stream.
Yeah.
But what is it that you like about Sam Simmons?
If you're gonna talk this much, do you want to actually come over closer to the mic so that we can actually pick you up a little bit better, so it's not off in the distance?
You could just repeat my question.
What was the question? What do I like about him? I don't know. There's just something about him. I just think he's brilliant. Just because it's so weird, it's so funny. I don't know. I just love him.
Well, I'm glad we got to that.
Yeah, it's very important.
Excellent.
Can we go back to Ace Ventura and just?
Of course we can. They're little footballs.
You know what my absolute most favourite bit in the Ace Ventura movie is?
What are you looking? What's the What are you here for? A new pair of shorts or a new pair of pants? Yeah. Anyway.
I want to speak to Ray Finkel. And a clean pair of shorts. My favourite bit, it's right towards the end when he's going in to rescue Dan Marino, and he's doing all these stealthy, sleuthy, climbing over things, and he jumps into a boat and then gets out a tiny little fan, puts it in the water, goes about a metre, and then gets out.
Yep.
Absolutely love it.
Ace, you got any more of this gum? Never you mind, Dan. Yeah. I could just keep... I don't think I should keep quoting...
Because you're butchering them.
I'm not butchering
You
them.
are. You're not even saying the lines right.
Fuck off.
Yeah. That line is...
Go on then. How's that line go? Go on. We'll have
Start it off. Dan, what's...
No, you do it all. No, you do it all. You know
Ace,
how to
do
do
you have
it.
any more of that gum? And he says, no, and you'll care to stay out of my personal business.
Oh, whatever. Mr. Pedantic.
Yeah. Can't spell pedantic without dick.
Okay.
Jamie liked it.
Jamie liked that one off in the distance.
Yeah. Don't we all?
I'm glad she put dick on the end.
Oh, that is awesome.
I'm glad she put jokes on the end of that sentence.
So there's a reason to have a kid.
There is a reason to have a kid. This is the only reason why Dale would ever want to have a child, ladies, so that he can dress them up as Ace.
What's it say? Ace Ventura.
Mini detective.
Oh.
De mascotas. That one doesn't quite work as well.
No.
Especially with the Under Armour gear on it. I like the proud picture of the two parents, and they're wearing Miami Dolphins jerseys as well.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I still remember when I was a lot younger, I didn't understand the line, Ace, how would you like me to make your life a living hell? Well, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship yet, Lois, but thanks for asking. I never understood that one when I first saw it. I didn't quite get it.
I was thinking that line during the week.
And it's a longer... As I got older, I finally understood that one. Yeah.
Maybe I'll call you sometime. If you number some 911. Alrighty then.
Nobody's missing it. What is it? A dolphin. It's a porpoise. Something like that. Brian...
Okay.
I'm up on the tail. Okay. Do you know him? Do you call him? Brian, we've already talked to UFC. Or was that before we started?
No, it was before we started.
That was before we started. Okay, well, we'll get there, Brian. We'll get there. We're nerding out about Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura and nerdy stuff.
Ventura.
Yes, Satan? I'm sorry, Mr. Chickadance. I thought you were somebody else. What's with all the pet food? Extra roughage? I don't bring my work home with me. Do you think that him tapping the keys like that is a signal to the animals for them to go and hide?
Is that a serious question?
It's a serious question because I don't know.
Of course it is.
How
else are they going to know?
Well, I didn't know. I never quite understood. I thought about it one time. I thought, I wonder if that is, and I've never had somebody to confer with.
Because he turns it to that way, jiggles it so much, but when he opens it, it's such an easy thing for him. So
yeah. One of my small goals in life is to have animals, like a small farm and
menagerie.
A menagerie, and I want to train them so that I can walk into the room, drop to one knee, put my arms out, and say, "Come to me, jungle friends," and for them all to come running to me, and then for me to just roll around playing with animals. That's my goal.
All right then. I'll keep my Ace Ventura goal very similar then. I would like to be able to sleep with a woman on my bed and have all the animals watch and bounce their head up and down.
And play the music as well.
The Lion Sleeps the Night.
Dale, this is a bit... Shh. This is perfect. I can just imagine that. I can imagine you're married for a bunch of years, and then, like, in order to spice the relationship up, it's like, what do you want to do, Dale? Let's do one of your fantasies. And it's like, well...
Have you seen Ace Ventura? No.
You know that bit where they're... Yeah.
Well, 7 times, so...
7?
Well, he gets to 7, doesn't he?
I thought it was 3 to start with, and then he goes again.
Yeah,
and then we never know whether he goes multiple times after that.
I don't know. I always thought he gets it to 7.
So you've got to go 3 times and then have a rest.
Yeah.
And then the fantasy will be complete.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Will it be with a young Courtney Cox or similar? Does she have to be similar looking, or
no? Look,
the scenario is enough.
The scenario is enough.
Yeah. So you'll find someone attractive and you'll get a relationship going, and then you'll pull that out as, could we do this, please? Can we just loosen the nuts on the bed so that it moves back and forwards? Move it out from the wall a little bit so it hits the wall.
How do we get to this conversation?
I don't know. I said that I want to have a small farm.
A menagerie, that's right.
And then you thought about sex again.
Of course.
Because you're obsessed.
Look, is it true? Is it true that guys think about sex every
7 seconds.
7 seconds?
When I was a young kid, I heard that it was 7 seconds. I don't.
Because I think I do agree, but I think it just becomes so natural that we don't realise we're always thinking about sex.
But you've got to ask the question: is it 7 seconds and then they think about it for 1 second?
Yes.
Or is it over the course of 24 hours or 7 days or 365 days? Do we think about it for 1 second in every 7?
Okay. Or do we think about it for 7 seconds every...
Because when I'm having sex, I'm thinking about it for at least a good 3 minutes.
So that's you're finished in 30 seconds, and then you're still thinking about it
for
3 minutes.
For 2.5 minutes later.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's including foreplay. You're thinking about it for that entire time.
What's that? Isn't that where you put like the yellow and red things in a pattern if you get four?
No, that's Foursquare.
Foursquare, okay.
Yeah. No,
Gotcha.
it's Connect 4, you're right.
Yeah.
Foursquare is a completely different game with the tennis ball. Yeah, so I don't know whether that's true or not. And the older and older I get, I've realised that men don't think about it more or less than women. Because when I was younger, I was always told that boys think about sex all the time and are just always about sex, and women are about whatever else they're about. And I completely disagree. I think it's pretty damn even. So there you go. That's my thought.
I agree.
Yeah. We'll put the
Segue.
We'll put the sponsorship in there.
Yeah. Segue.
That's where the ads
What should we talk about now?
I don't know.
Let's go to the UFC.
We'll go UFC.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So there was 2 on today.
Go.
I didn't watch either of them. However, I'm very happy with the results for one of them.
Can we talk about this one first?
Yeah, let's talk about that one first.
I've just done the search. Whoa.
That was the Vanderlei fight.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gee, so he bruises up quite easily then. It's
Yeah.
not like necessarily that Bisping did anything too crazy. Oh, is it only one? Yeah. So, of course, the Kung Lee Michael Bisping fight had the...
There it is.
Small amount of controversy... Small amount of controversy to start with, based on the photo on your right, because that looks like a fairly jacked, what is he, 40-year-old?
42.
42-year-old.
Yeah.
That looks like a fairly jacked 42-year-old. I heard today on a podcast that that's photoshopped, that's got a few filters and things on it, which I can sort of understand. If he's trying to drop weight, he's all lean. They put a few photos, get the right lighting. That kind of wouldn't surprise me. Although, is that photo on the left from... It's got Shogun in the background, so that is an old...
Weigh-in photo.
Yeah. But that's a weigh-in photo of him cutting weight.
Yes.
So is he flexing there? What's going on? Although, he could have been leaner for this one.
Yeah, and he might have got a pump on.
Yeah.
You know?
He looks like he's at the gym. It looks
He
like
certainly looks like he's at the gym.
Gym equipment behind him and stuff. Yeah. So that was a little bit of controversy. At the start,
look at Bisping's response to that.
The Bisping response was him in the sauna. It looks like, looking like that. We can't. I want to find a result photo.
Oh, it's down there.
Where?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, is that one there? That's the result photo. So what round did they get to?
I think it was the 3rd or 4th round. Brian, you'll correct us, no doubt.
Let's see how quickly Ryan's gonna. No, he's still on the other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got to a result of that. That right eye is completely closed. That left eye is being cut, and there's a cut above his nose as well. He looks messed up.
Yeah.
So Bisping with a win, which again I was hearing today that Bisping has the most fights or wins without a title shot.
Yes, and
in the UFC.
I was thinking about this as well today. No, yesterday. Yes, Bisping has the most wins, but he technically hasn't beaten any high caliber fighters. He hasn't. Like he he's beaten a few journeymen and a few jobbers along the way, but he hasn't beaten anyone at the top of the division to earn himself, a title shot.
He's also been very hit and miss. He's also been very win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. I don't think his record is necessarily...
This is a fight breakdown, so this isn't the actual fight.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, fine then.
Look, and I think the fact of the matter is he's an absolute tool. Like, and this was the other thing I was thinking about.
Finished in the fourth round.
Fourth round. Thank you, Brian. He's an absolute friggin' tool. However, he can fight. Like, and that's the problem. Like, I didn't like all the shit that with the UFC 127, I think it was, where he fought Jorge Rivera. I didn't like all that shit, but he won the fight. I'm so happy Tim Kennedy beat him. I'm so happy that TRT Belfort beat him. I'm so happy Charles Sonnen beat him.
Look at that. It's literally his last 6 fights have been loss, win, loss, win. And the one before that against Miller was a win.
Yeah.
He had a 4-win streak before that. But then, another couple of losses in there. Against somewhat big names.
Yeah.
Wanderlei and Dan Henderson.
Yeah.
So you're right.
One...
Lost to Rashad Evans there. So yeah, you look at like what he beat Mark Hamill. You're right. Admittedly, it looks like he's out of.
Yeah, these are. But
these are his early.
Right, so the UFC fights.
Let's get up to UFC. So there we go. Jason Haynes to start with.
Yep.
But yeah,
Elvis.
Mark Hamill I'll put as a somewhat name because he until Bones Jones beat Hamill was looking pretty good.
Yep.
Liebman, a win over Liebman's nothing.
No.
A win over Dan Miller is...
If it was Jim Miller, I'd be, Akiyama maybe.
A win over Jason Miller's nothing.
No.
A win over Stan's not too bad.
No.
And then Belcher, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely right. He has not beaten any big names. And when you look at the fact that Vitor and he didn't... The Charles Sonnen fight, that was an iffy one to me. I don't feel that either of them won that fight.
No.
I don't think Charles was too amazing in that one. But you look at the big names, and all the big names he's lost to.
Yeah.
Silva, Henderson, and Evans are the biggest names there, and he's lost to all of them.
Yep. Go up again? Yeah.
Yeah. I get the feeling that Jamie's in the other room listening to something else, or watching something else. Oh well.
Yeah. So that was the UFC from China.
Because there wasn't much else on that.
There was someone else on the undercard. Someone else on the co-main event. I can't remember who.
Bisping is a gatekeeper at best for Brian. Yeah. I think that's right, Brian.
Can we find out who else was on the card?
Get the Bisping, the China card. What happens if we click that?
Shows us all the fights.
Does it?
Yeah.
I should go to Sherdog more often.
Tyron Woodley fought the stun gun. Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know who any of these other fighters are.
It is a very what's it called?
Chinese card.
Yeah, it's a very locals kind of card.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what they're doing now. They're putting a big name over on the main fight, and then a slightly smaller name on the undercard.
Yep.
We've got a message. Are you hiding it away from me? It's a bit rude. If my phone was here, I'd tell someone to message me, and then I could hide it away from you. And then you're even going to laugh about it. My God. Anyway. Oh, another one. No, that's probably bitching about me now, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
It's not.
How self-centered am I that I think it's all about me? The other fight. Who was the other?
Ben Henderson and Rafael dos Anjos.
I should look for it in Sherdog, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should.
That's a really useful little.
Yes, it is.
There. Oh wow! What was that cuddly photo?
He's ugly facie.
Silence.
Yeah, look, I'm really, really, really happy with this other fight.
What's your issue with Henderson?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious what my issue with Henderson is. The fact that he has a giant angel wings tattoo on his back.
Oh, okay. He's a bit religious, is he?
Well...
Or does he think he's an angel?
Well, he's very religious. And look, there's nothing... I don't like, and I know we've spoken about it before, I don't like when fighters credit. Excellent. I was really struggling for the words then. Credit all their success to their faith, which it's fantastic that they have a faith, but to say all things are possible through Christ or whatever.
Can I just say I don't recognise anyone on this undercard either.
Yeah, Tellus Latus, Mike Pyle.
But still,
yeah,
it's a very thin undercard as well.
Yeah. This, and we'll go on to this point when I'll just finish what I was saying.
Yeah, go for it.
But it just really pisses me off when Henderson, whenever he wins, all things are possible because of my love of Christ or whatever like that. Right?
Yeah.
He is a talented athlete. I'm not going to take that away from him. John Jones is a talented athlete. He's a wanker, but he's a talented athlete. But to say that the only reason that they're, awesome at fighting is because they believe in God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a highlight reel where someone gets a victory, and then you see him kneeling in the middle of the thing, and he points to himself and shakes his head
and points.
And then points up.
Wheel kick guy. What's his name?
He does it a couple
Edson
of times.
Barbosa.
He does it a couple of times in that little highlight reel, and yeah, it's that I heard somebody else say it, and they summed it up perfectly. Of, do you really think that an omnipotent God is worrying about your fight?
Yeah.
I am the machine. Yeah, it's just ridiculous to think that. Did we talk about something religious? Oh no, it was a different podcast that I did one episode of where I talked about it. That the concept that somebody that can create this entire world and this universe and all this other stuff and is so massive actually ever focuses on one person and gives them the kind of focus and attention to make them win is somewhat ridiculous. Although, I know that we're not meant to do politics, but are we allowed to do religion and conception and things like that?
We had to lift our ban on politics, so we may as well lift the ban on religion as well.
I didn't know there was a ban on religion.
I think it was always there.
Oh, okay. Although the obvious counter argument to that is that God is so amazing and we can't even comprehend God so much that he has the ability focus in, or she, or it, is able to focus in on one particular person and one particular event, whilst also then going and focusing on everything else, because God is the puppet master that makes it all happen, which then makes you think, why do I even train hard? Because God will just do it anyway. So yeah. Anyway,
I used to work with a young guy who was so morbidly obese that he was just a danger to himself in the fact that he had really bad sleep apnea where he had to sleep with a CPAP machine, and whenever you would try and talk to him about how dangerous his weight was, he would say, "Oh, don't worry, God's looking after me. I'm all right. God's going to protect me," sort of thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And look, maybe he was, but it was really that kind of belief that
the kind of belief that you don't have to worry, or that you don't have to do something to improve yourself. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand how, because I have never been that big, but I am naturally a larger guy, and if I don't look after or focus on what I'm eating and what I'm doing and try to be active and just lead a healthy life, I do balloon out a fair bit and become unhappy and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how some people are able to stay really skinny by not looking after themselves. Obviously different body types and stuff. But I don't know how you can possibly think that your life's okay just because God's looking after you when you're that big. Because I've been big and I know that I'm not happy when I'm eating bad and when I'm not active and when I'm unhappy. I just don't get it. I don't know how they can have that kind of
delusion.
I was going to say faith. But yeah, you can say it's a delusion but then at the same time, have you ever had those moments where you literally for some reason just feel incredibly happy and content and everything's fantastic and beautiful? Is that an actual phone call there? Because that's a different ringtone noise than last one. Don't they know you're recording?
No,
for the last 12 weeks you've...
It's parent.
Oh, okay. But they watch.
Not my parents.
They used to.
It's not my parents.
Oh, it's not you. Okay, sorry. I can't find... I'm trying to find a gif of the Uma Palata, but I can't find one.
Middle Easy.
There it goes. There it is. I've had moments where I just felt fantastic and where I looked at the sunrise or sometimes when I'm camping and the sun comes up and you just feel fantastic. And my thought is that people sometimes get that and then they think, holy crap, this is huge. There is something bigger.
I was thinking that exact thing today.
Yeah, because you have those moments where sometimes you feel insignificant, which then makes you think, wow, there must be something bigger that I'm working for.
Yep.
Or when something just goes right and you think, well, maybe there is somebody else looking out for me and stuff. So yeah, it's there it is. I think it's somewhat easy to believe in. Yeah, I know, I saw that happening. We can't really control that or fix that too much, unfortunately.
Who else is commenting on?
Oh, that's Carolina.
Ah, thanks, Carolina.
She's just saying that she's multitasking because God is woman.
Nice.
Apparently, God doesn't give her the ability to use grammar.
Sick burn.
Grammar is overrated, absolutely. Just like capitalizing the letter I.
No
need for it.
Yes, look, to bring us back to what we were talking about, I've always maintained as well that it's rather hypocritical, someone crediting God for all of their amazing work where they've just beaten the living snot out of another human being. How very Christian of them.
Well, yeah, but yeah, that's when if they say, "Oh, my Christianity helped me," then it's like, okay, that's a bit ridiculous. If they just say there's something bigger than me, that's what did it.
Yeah.
Then I can say, okay, well, that's okay, because I feel philosophical about the possibility of a God by suggesting that maybe God is just he wound us up and let us go, and he's just sitting back with popcorn going, these guys are hilarious. And he doesn't give a shit if we kill animals or if we kill each other or if we fight or if we love or anything. One day he's feeling a bit like he wants to watch two people having really weird kinky sex. The next he wants to watch some fights. The next he wants to watch some animals destroy each other.
God's a pervert.
Yeah. God could just be watching a really funny experiment.
I like to think of it in terms of The Sims.
Exactly. Or the episode of The Simpsons where Lisa has that the mold and she goes, "Oh my god, I created Lutherans."
Yeah.
That's a genuine possibility that's what God thought of or is doing, is just going, holy shit, these guys are rebelling against each other. How good's that? Oh my god, they discovered how to make iPhones. That's great. Touchscreen devices. Wow. Yeah. Look at these two idiots doing a podcast. That kind of stuff. I think that's infinitely interesting. Chris is referencing the My Spirituality as an Atheist video. I'm assuming
Chris showed me this video recently that was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
The line, my spirituality as an atheist, does seem interesting, doesn't it? Yeah. How it sort of contradicts itself. I understand the concept of being passionately atheist, though, and that becomes your religion in a way. I don't see a point to that. but I can understand it. Are you?
This
you're
grimacing
squirming?
at this.
Let's get onto it. We were talking UFC. We were talking the Benson Henderson versus the other guy who knocked him out.
Rafael dos Anjos.
That one. In that fight, the first Uma Palada in history, UFC history, happened. Here is a GIF of it or GIF of it. It's pretty messy. This one. That arm is cranked. He is right up there, and
looks like he's getting jerked off.
That point there is where it just goes a little too far.
But I love the tap.
The hand starts rotating. It's such a minute tap. He's lucky the ref saw it because his arm was on the verge of breaking. I can't see who that ref is, but he's in the right position for this this submission for sure. Is that someone that doesn't know jiu-jitsu? He doesn't look like he's defending that at all.
Or Ben Saunders' jiu-jitsu is that good that he's holding him down. I can't. Oh yeah,
the hand is right around the hip into the crotch almost.
That's classic.
And it looks like there's a fair bit of lean on it, and he's pulling. That leg going through the arm is holding the arm down quite nicely. Yeah. But the amount of rocking,
very nice.
The amount of rocking and moving is quite disturbing. There, it looks like if he'd moved any further, he would have popped that elbow.
I'm very interested to see what happens with Ben Saunders now that he's back in the UFC because I don't know if he was on the Ultimate Fighter.
He's a man to watch, is he?
Well, he was on the Ultimate Fighter and he came in and he did all right in his
which season?
One of them. He did all right, but I think he lost a few fights, and Brian will probably help me out with this. What I'm forgetting, but anyway, he got dropped by the UFC and picked up by Bellator, and he just went on a tear.
Yep.
Like he won. He lost very few fights when he was in Bellator. I'm pretty sure he won the. You know how they have the tournaments, like the middleweight, welterweight tournaments, or whatever it was. I know he possibly won at least one of them, and then injured or might have lost a fight. I just remember he went on a tear, and it happened last time he was in the UFC, where he lost a few and just got dropped.
He is somewhat a month or two, literally 2 months and a day older than myself.
There you go.
Which just shows that I should have put a bit more effort in when I was younger.
So let's have a look at his record. Oh yeah, he lost.
Interesting. He had a loss in Bellator and then got signed to the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
The ref was John McCarthy.
Both fights Douglas Lima, he lost.
Oh wow, he's lost to Douglas Lima twice.
There you go. But if we go, the UFC. So UFC here.
Oh, he was on the Silver Sun card, and he got a loss, 117, and then lost to Fitch.
Okay, so here he's got 1, 2, 3 in a row. Lost to Swick, lost to Fitch, then lost to Hallman.
So his last 4 fights, he only had 1 win in the UFC, and so they must have dropped him at that point.
And then he got picked up.
Which is early
one.
Yeah, so season 6. And then coming back with classes around the world.
It's a good fail-safe.
Well, quite often. And then, guys, we're noticing buffering a fair bit as to whether it's buffering to a punch is triggered, apparently.
Really?
That's the 2 UFCs, I think, because you don't like him because he's a religious person.
Only attributes his success to the fact that he believes in God.
He never sort of...
Yeah.
Look,
the 2 things that I'm very happy of, 2, maybe 3 fights ago, he was armbarred by someone who is very his jiu-jitsu is definitely better than mine, but he's a very low ranked jiu-jitsu compared to some of the other jiu-jitsu fighters in the UFC.
I think Chris is insulting us with videos gone all skippy.
Yeah, Skippy. Well, she shouldn't be watching. Skippy. She should be doing her tattoos.
Yeah, you should be working, Chris. Skippy is sometimes an insult in this country, Chris. So yeah.
And what's Brian said?
Brian says that it's all good now. He said that there was stop-start lag earlier.
Yep.
We do apologise, of course. But We are a no-budget podcast.
That's right.
So, yeah. It should all be good, though, when the YouTube comes up. Speaking of which, we shouldn't really talk about this just yet. She's multitasking, apparently.
Nice work, Chris.
We shouldn't talk about this just yet, but I'm going to do it anyway. Apparently because she's a woman. You should talk to Carolina about being a woman and being able to multitask. I don't know why, because I've met some women who can't multitask, and I personally a woman.
Well, you are thinking, and you're breathing, and your heart is beating. Yep.
She's on the treadmill. She's going fast. She's got the headphone. She stops and she falls over. No, sorry, I've ruined it. I've ruined the joke already.
Really?
I've ruined the joke. I'm not going to tell it now. Next week. Next week. It is good when you can tell the entire joke from start to finish and not screw it up like I did. What I was talking about, stuff like that.
Yep.
If you like us, guys, and given them of ours, not just random people, YouTube or iTunes and stuff, because I found out during the week, which I should have already known, likes, reviews you get, and then the more publicity you get.
Okay.
So, because I get the feeling that we're probably not going to recommend it to your friends, but if you go and like it on iTunes and subscribe and all that kind of stuff, and maybe, you never know, having fun by ourselves and distracting people from work. For some reason, entertaining Brian. I don't know how we entertain Brian exactly, but we seem to.
What is it, 4 a.m. for Brian?
Something like that. It's very... Brian's... He's like us, and he's just staying at home on a Saturday night.
Or maybe he's a vampire.
Or he's big questions to our fans or listeners, viewers. Yeah. You know what would be cool? Because we have been going for an hour. So we start at 4 a.m. Brian time. It's a lot, but how cool would it be to get Brian in? We should do this show for as long as it takes for Brian. I don't know whether that's ever possible.
On the cards? No.
Or on the cards, because they'll travel to wherever Brian is. But yeah. Okay, cool. What else you got? Anything else?
It's been a long couple of weeks. I've been house sitting, and I'm very glad to be home finally.
Because it was 2 weeks of house sitting. It wasn't much. I want to get back to my bed, my things, your stuff in your spots, and or even like when you get a bit exciting. You definitely just want to get back to your own stuff.
Well, this is the silly example it was. I needed a pen. Pen was in that house. I looked everywhere. You know what I mean?
They buy a pen, yeah.
I went and bought pens. I don't know where everything is. I know where the pens are now. But I'm so happy to finally in my own bed.
Yes.
With my electric. But it is, and look, I got to hang out with the dogs, but I'm very happy to.
It gets tiring, I can imagine and understand. I am very sorry. This lag is terrible. It is.
It's not good.
It's not doing well at all. I actually have nothing else open, except for I don't know what it could be.
That's on.
Sorry, just close that window down. Just go to. Do you know?
Go here.
Go no.
There.
Click that.
That one.
Yep. We'll get rid of that. Just see if. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chris. The video is skipping more than a schoolgirl that just learnt how to skip. Yeah.
Let's hope that works.
Yeah, very, very apologetic about that. The audio and the visual on the YouTube and the iTunes should be okay. There we go. Apparently perfect streaming now, so we'll see how that goes. We may have just found that we can't. Carolina is running another computer in the other room,
watching porn.
Probably watching porn. Yeah. Because, as we said earlier, tie-in, women think about it just as much as men.
Yep, women think about sex every 9 seconds. Let's say
it could be.
Could be 9 seconds.
And that's just because they think about childbearing. And we.
Apparently, no, they fucking don't.
I hope that got on the audio. I really do. I hope that was picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't think about that. We just think about
throwing it.
Yeah, like a monkey. It's a Robin Williams reference because he did reference to going to. He died 2 weeks ago now, wasn't it? 2 Tuesdays ago.
No,
I think we might have.
I'm sure we would have. It was celebrities
of the world. Yeah, I think we did talk about it. I know I've talked about it and thought about it a fair bit because it transition or segue, not the little bike thing. Last night's Aladdin.
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
No.
I'm seeing it as an adult.
Yeah.
I recommend you going back in time and seeing it as a child.
Cool.
That's one of the things that you should do because I remember watching it because we watched it just the other day, and it wasn't anywhere near as impressive. It was a lot shorter, and the animation wasn't as great. But that's because obviously animation's gone a long way, and I'm older. So yeah.
Conversation with a few people the other day about cartoons and vision show Adventure Time.
No, but should I swap with Carolina to continue this discussion?
I think Adventure Time's a bit fucked up.
It is complete. I have the first 3 seasons on a hard drive. I haven't sat down and watched the 3 seasons back to back or anything like that. But when it's on TV, I'll watch occasionally. But it is so messed up. Like, it is not a show for kids. Do you agree? It's not a show for kids. Like,
No.
But it's on the Cartoon Network. I mean, I know Adult Swim is technically Cartoon Network.
It's not on it's not on shown late at night though, isn't it? 'Cause
No, it's on at 4:00 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay then.
Like,
Jamie, can I just recommend that get turned around? Please?
putting you to work.
Oh my gosh. Also, I could do with another coffee. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I think I need to at least watch a bit of Adventure Time to get a understanding of it. Partly because Jamie is such a fan.
No, I'm not really that big of a fan. I'm more of a fan of regular show. That's the one.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, yes,
Is
regular show.
That's Mordecai and Rigby. That show is fucking hilarious. Have you watched that?
No.
Didn't
Mordecai-
you got me to watch like one episode or something
Yeah. The
about
regular
going
show.
to a festival or something, a music
regular
festival?
show.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Is that fucked up as well?
No.
No?
It's just ridiculous and funny.
Okay.
But Adventure Time is really fucked up. There was one episode that I was watching with an 8-year-old child that was definitely, like, not that I have a problem or anything like with that at all, but there was, I think one of the female characters was quite aggressively hitting on another female character, and yeah, I just think that when it comes to 4-year-olds, maybe not so appropriate.
Yeah.
Because 4-year-olds just think, oh my god, cartoons. But that said, that probably goes over their head anyway.
It's interesting though because that'll go over their head, but then when they get older, they won't. And this is obviously a positive in this instance. They won't think anything of a female hitting on a female. So the question is there stuff there that they won't think anything of when they get older because that's been put in their head young?
Probably.
Yeah.
What's the character that's not the dog?
Finn.
Yeah. Because isn't it kind of a bit fucked up how stalky he gets with that pink princess or whatever it is as well? So by the same token, like
Princess, what's her name? Princess
Bubblegum or something?
something like that. But she's a guy. No, that's the Cloud.
Well, this is fun.
I like. There's a character in it. I think her name's Marceline.
Marceline, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like a vampire, and she's kind of cute. But she's a cartoon character.
You've got it for a cartoon, do you?
Well,
I can't talk. I can't talk. Last week I was saying how attractive the lead, in the female lead in Saga is.
yeah, but she's got wings, so.
She could take the wings off. She's gorgeous. There's something about the way that character's drawn that I think is very appealing. If she was real, whee. I'm not bad. I'm not bad, Eddie. It's just the way I'm drawn. That was a terrible impression. I apologise to anyone who's a fan of Jessica Rabbit.
You got the line wrong.
Oh,
I can't do
you're
any
0
lines,
from 2
can
today,
I?
mate.
Jesus.
Oh, not good. But yeah, look, I watched Adventure Time today, and it was so messed up. It just reminded me of what it looks like to be on drugs. Like, they were in this place that was hell, but it wasn't hell. Like, it was. And bananas were like poo in this episode, but they didn't come out of your butt; they came out of your ear. Anyway.
Now, I'm recognizing Adventure Time. There's the dog and there's the kid in the blue with the green backpack. But what's this shit in here? That's not Adventure Time. There's stuff in here in this search that's not Adventure Time.
I don't know what it is. Adventure
What's
Time.
that? What's that?
They're Adventure Time characters, but they look like they're drawn anime style.
Okay.
Lumpy Space Princess.
Where?
That's one of the characters. I just remembered its name.
So yeah.
It's just such a fucked up show.
It certainly seems very popular. I know I've seen a lot of Adventure Time cosplay. When you see cosplay things from the what's it called? The
Comic-Cons and
Comic-Cons
stuff like that.
and stuff.
Yeah, but see, they look really cute. She looks really cute. Is she Asian? She better not be.
Oi! What?
Well, no, the character...
What the hell?
I'm not racist, but...
Oh my god. I think we just... I'm
just saying the character's not, not Asian.
But so? The character might not be, but the young lady who wants to cosplay
I'm a purist.
So... People of a different ethnic race are not allowed to cosplay as certain characters.
Well, didn't say that?
You're opening up a fuck-off size can of worms with that question.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the comments from the Peanut Gallery.
She's cute.
Is that good?
That's
Does that work?
Yeah, well, she's cute. I like the socks. Oh.
Oh god, that noise.
Could be worse. Get her another picture and we'll see if we can make a worse noise. Oh my god. Get her a picture of Marceline.
The noise that you just made, that was just...
Oh my god. Who is this girl? Fiona, that's the female version of Finn. Where'd the picture go? Bring it back.
Chris is just saying you've said worse
right.
racist things than that.
So is she. Who is this girl?
Just so that people at home can see what he's getting excited about. Although she's blonde. Wouldn't it be better if she was...
Brunette.
Yeah.
Can't be picky.
Can't be picky. This has just turned into an Ogle Fest.
Yeah.
Fiona cosplay from... I made this costume... Okay, so this is the girl, apparently, doing the cosplaying.
This is the girl. Have you seen Mulholland Drive?
No.
This is the girl.
You a fan of Black Widow?
No.
No?
But
that... You could be?
No. I am... have you ever watched Venture Brothers?
No, I don't think so.
Type in. I want you to type
Where?
in, and Chris, if you're still listening, Chris, watch as well.
Just in the...
we're looking for something.
General search.
Yep.
What am I typing in?
Molotov?
How do you spell that? No, it's M-O. Molotov?
Cocktease. Cosplay.
Is this episode going to have to get edited?
No.
You want cosplay?
That's just her name, yeah.
Oh my.
Yes.
I don't think I can pick one. Can I open a bag of worms?
Of course you can.
I noticed that in some of my searching of the internet, that there is a certain group around that are very what's the word? I'm not sure she should have done it. There are a certain... what am I trying to say? There are some people who do... who
Yes, I know exactly where you're going with
who
this.
cosplay, and they believe that they're just having a bit of fun dressing up, and that they shouldn't then be sexually harassed. Now, I agree with them. They shouldn't be sexually harassed. There's no need. But is it appropriate to dress like this and then walk around a comic book... You want to click that one?
Mm-hmm.
a comic book convention dressed like this?
You didn't just say that, did you?
I'm asking a question.
No, it doesn't matter what the fuck she's wearing.
I'm staying out of this one because she just looks stunning. That is not Molotov. That's a character called Mrs. the Monarch.
Mrs. the Monarch.
Or that's when she's the Monarch, but she was Doctor Girlfriend, Mrs. Girlfriend. The thing is, she's a female character, but she's got a very male sounding voice.
Okay, sure.
And that's her husband, the Monarch, who is the villain of the show. You need to watch The Venture Brothers.
Oh, clearly.
Yes. Because The Venture Brothers is hilarious. It's one of those shows that's been going for years. However, the last few seasons, they've just gone, fuck it, and everything is just filthy. There was an episode in the most recent season that I fucked up. It's the very last episode of the season. However, I watched it in the middle of the season because there was no differentiating between which one was disc 1 and disc 2.
Oh, that was the one that we were looking at.
But that's what that one.
Should I leave you here for a bit, or
maybe? Yeah, and there's like a whole 6-minute skit where they're talking about a sex act. Like they're all giving their differentiating opinions on what the actual sex act is. It's quite funny.
Okay, cool.
Watch Adventure Brothers.
Okay.
Dr. Girlfriend. Thank you.
This
Dr.
is why
Mrs. the Monarch.
This is why if you and Brian, if Brian was here, you and Brian would talk and I wouldn't. We got to Dr. Girlfriend, Chris. Come on.
Lag.
You've got to remember that the comments and stuff go a little bit behind the visual and stuff like that, so there is some lag sometimes. This is why if Brian was here, I get the feeling that you and he would get on like a house on fire and I'd be sitting on the side going every now and again commenting about something. Just because you two seem to be peas in a pod. Same music, you seem to like all the same comics and shows and stuff. Yeah. So that's why Brian tunes in, because it's peas in a pod. Brian mentioned earlier, at the very start of the show, and then just a little bit ago, that he has seen the new Sin City, based on your T-shirt.
Oh, really?
Have you seen the new Sin City?
It's not out here.
It's not out here yet?
No.
Why do they do that? Why do they release stuff? It's like the In-Betweeners. It's been out in the UK for a couple of weeks now.
I saw that on Friday night.
You saw that on Friday night? It's
Yeah.
available here?
Yeah, it's on the movies.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Good.
Yeah. It's. I will say it's better than the first one.
Better than the first
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Better than the TV, the episodes, the shows?
I look at movies like that where it's based on a TV show. I look at it as an extension of the TV show. And this, yeah. Look, my opinion was that it was better than the first one. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to give too much away, but it's
2 thumbs up. Go see it.
Oh, absolutely, 2 thumbs up.
If you liked the TV show and you liked the first movie, you'll enjoy this one.
Well, and a little proviso on top of that. If you're Australian, you'll like it because the whole thing is set in Australia.
Yep. And our ability to make to laugh at ourselves comes in handy.
Yes,
Excellent.
And the fact that I can't remember his last name, but it's David's. I thought it was David Tennant, then I realised that's one of the Doctor Who. David something.
Yep.
The guy that plays, the Oak, Hungry Thirsty.
Oh, yep.
That guy. He's also Keithy George in Chopper.
Yep.
He plays Jay's uncle.
Okay.
And he is hilarious.
Awesome.
Like the typical Aussie uncle,
I have to say that I think we both laughed at it when we watched it at some point. The trailer where they drive past and go fire wankers.
Yep.
That was quite amusing. So back to Sin City.
Yes.
We haven't seen
the
new one. Earlier, Brian said that it was not as good as the first, which expected.
I find that hard to believe.
Really? You didn't like the first one?
The first one was fantastic.
Oh,
I think this one's going to be just as good.
Yeah, I misread that.
Yes.
Is the second one still part based on the books?
Yes, but a lot of the episodes, I think 3 of the 4 scenes or the segments, whatever you want to call it, are prequels to the first movie.
But are they? But it's all taken from the book still. It's still book material. They haven't started off on their own tangent.
In the first one, I believe, and Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Josh Hartnett and whatever her name is, Mary Shelton, Marty Shelburne, or whatever. That one I think was made up for the movie, I believe, but I'm not sure. Cosplay.
Mm-hmm. Because as far as I'm aware, the second Sin City movie, the second 300 movie, was not from the books. No. They made up a new story for that.
But I do think Frank Miller wrote that story, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured that as we're doing cosplay, we'd continue with a bit of
Sin City cosplay.
Sin City cosplay. Not too bad.
No. Oh, look, it's a pretty hard one to do. I think. Yeah, black and white.
The noir black and white of the movie is probably very hard to replicate.
Yeah. You know what I reckon would be good, and I don't know if anyone's actually done it. Umbrella Academy cosplay.
They have done it. I saw it the other day, the other week, the other month, something.
The other year. Prequels, correct, and yes, new story. Thank you. Thanks, Brian.
What's that, mate? New story in first film?
Josh Hartnett one.
Yeah, okay.
It was pretty good, that little segment, I must admit.
Which one was that?
I can't remember.
It's been a long time since I've seen that.
It's the one where Josh Hartnett's like a hitman.
That's not spelled right. How do you spell academy?
Yeah, it looks about right.
No, it doesn't.
Academy.
It's meant to be A. What the?
Academy? No, Academy, not Adami. Yay. They'll just be all Krakens. Oh no,
it's the White Violin got a few good ones.
Yeah.
If you're not sick of the Umbrella Academy by now, get used to it. We seem to just keep talking about it. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That seems like a cop out. It's a bit easy.
Vanya. No, Mr. Pogo. I'm not happy with that. Oh, so cool. Yes.
You're over that now? So yeah, there we go.
Umbrella Academy. The shit.
If you could see Dale or myself dressed as cosplay, what would you choose? I was thinking today it'd be funny that we should do if when and if there's a what's it called, a Melbourne Comic-Con type thing, we should go to it and do a show from there. Given that we talk about the comics so often.
The kid I volunteer with, he and I went to. I don't think we went to Comic-Con, but we went to one of the cons, and we promised ourselves the next one we would go in costume.
Yep.
So I've been frantically thinking of costume to
go as,
and I think I've got it pinned down.
Yep.
Because it's a very simple one, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Oh, so you're not going to tell me?
Well,
because I was going to bring it up and see what we could whether we could get you some.
It's very. Oh, there it is. Right there. That's the one. Hold your hats, folks. Here comes my idea. I'm just pissed off someone else has taken it.
Oh, sorry. I've got the screenshotting things completely out of the realm.
God damn it! That's awesome.
I like the fact that he's attempted to go for like 2 fang teeth, which I didn't realise. I don't think Wolverine's got, does he?
Yeah.
He does? Okay. But it just looks like he's missing teeth.
Yeah.
It doesn't look right.
There's a lot about that doesn't look right. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Well.
I don't think we should.
What's she meant to be? Just because.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Yeah, I think I've seen
Street
that one
Fighter
before. That doesn't quite work either. Neither does that one. We should probably talk instead of just
looking at pictures.
Looking at pictures.
That's just Fapathon cosplay.
That's just weird.
Yeah. So look.
Well, I very much look forward to you dressing up in cosplay and then coming along and filming the entire thing for the show.
Yep.
That would be fun. As long as we can get what's it called? A release form. I get the feeling that this guy doing some Thor cosplay is not taking it seriously.
That's awesome. What are you talking about?
I want to know if he thought it was funny to go with the CDs on his chest and the can of soup as his hammer, and the what looks like just blonde plastic as his
and wearing a garbage bag by the looks
wig.
of it.
I'm kind of liking Terrence and Phillip.
That's pretty cool.
And Chef.
That's pretty cool.
That's a pretty good one there. We spoke just a split second ago about Australians being able to laugh at themselves. Given that one of our listeners tonight is originally Canadian,
I believe she is still Canadian.
Still Canadian? No, she's not Australian yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Given that one of our listeners tonight is still Canadian, is Terrence and Phillip thought of fondly in Canada? I wonder if that's the case.
Chris, is Terrence and Phillip thought of fondly in Canada? In
Canada. Stop doing your work and answer our question. Click for full resolution. No, I'm not going to do that. Oh, she's given up. That's pretty funny.
No, close that. That is excellent cosplay.
I don't understand how that's cosplay. I understand how that's a off-taste Halloween costume, but I don't understand how that's cosplay. That's enough of that on the show.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I wonder if... Oh, good. I assumed they would. See, that's the reason why...
Are they or not?
Yes, she said, oh yeah, we love that shit. That's the reason why I think Canadians and Australians get on so well, is there's a lot of similarity in that aspect. Chris says, except you wouldn't believe the number of times I got, why isn't your head disconnected like Terrence and Phillip while travelling? Well, because you're a human and not a cartoon character. I think that's obvious. It's probably a lot of Americans that asked her that. Yeah.
Let's stop looking at cosplay pictures.
Really?
Yeah. Well, look, we did such a great job last week.
Yeah, did we?
Well, you know, going for nearly 2 hours.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as we mentioned, I've only just come back to my home for the first time in 2 weeks, and
so you kind of want to get back.
Well, it's a bit of a mess, and I do need to clean it up before. Well, you know.
Can I get you to stick around if I keep showing you pictures
Absolutely.
like that? Yeah. Okay. Well, what are you saying? Are you saying that you're done? Because it is an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Yeah.
That is our regular.
And look, I haven't eaten very much today, so I would like to get some nachos on the way home, I believe.
I was just thinking that as well. That I was a little peckish as well. Is that your costume?
That's a guy.
That's what you're going for?
That is my costume from last year. I can't wear that again.
To be honest, it's the foot in. It's the pigeon, the slight pigeon toe that makes that.
Chicken good.
Yeah. Okay then, let's call it a night at that. I've had a good time. I hope everyone else has. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Chris, for contributing. Thank you, Jamie, for talking from off camera. I hope that got picked up and sounds good in the audio. YouTube and iTunes versions should be up during the week. Please like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff, because it's not just ego boosting. It's good for getting the show out there. In that we would like to do that at some point. Any questions? Go to the Facebook page D&G. I've got nothing else, so that's goodbye from me, and
stay safe.
I haven't got a GIF set up to go to, so we're just going to go to that that image by itself.
We muted?
No, not yet.
So we're still talking, but we'll pretend we're not talking, people.
But we've given the
sign off, so we're not really.
We've given
here.
the sign off, so we're not here. So don't even
try.
Don't even try. Goodbye.